Just like that, another month is coming on. Let's sit down and reset together. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I started this monthly practice. It was modeled by Lydia Sin from Frugal Debt-Free Life. Love her channel, recommend it highly. But just to sit down and kind of review the month previous and then look ahead to the month to come. So as we are stepping into February, it's kind of hard for me to believe that Christmas was just over a month ago. It feels like much longer than that. I didn't have a particularly bad January. I had a really good month. It just felt so long. But anyway, here we are into February. I want to touch on a couple of things that I told you about last month in our reset video and then talk about some new things as well. So if by chance you missed that reset video and kind of the reflection on December and things that I would do differently next year, I will link that down below. It's a pretty helpful video. So let's just hop right in. I talked last month about reading Little Women. I didn't do much reading in January at all, and I am pretty sure that just the main reason for that is because I don't have a good habit in place. And I know that if I were just to say I'm going to read 20 minutes a day, then that would kind of start that habit, but I just have to get started, and sometimes I have trouble doing that. I think I have trouble finding motivation. I think I have trouble getting into a book, and you know, it's just the starting that is hard. But we know that little baby steps create big change. But if I were to read 20 minutes every day and then add that up over a week, that would be 2.5 hours of reading. So I could make significant progress in whatever book I was reading if that was just part of my daily habit. Speaking of that, speaking of habits and ways to spend my time, I'm trying to look for better ways to spend my time, and I think this month one thing that I'm going to try is reinstating a social media boundary that I had back when we were working on the house. When we were renovating the little house, I just did not have the time, and social media was just such a time suck for me that what I ended up doing was deleting the apps off of my phone altogether during the week. And then I would come back on the weekend and do like a weekly recap, and I would show the highlights of my week, you know, things I made, things that we did, and I would catch up on anything that, you know, I'd missed, people that I missed following or anything like that. But then through the week, it wasn't even on my phone at all. It was completely deleted. And along the way, I don't remember when, along the way, I just sort of got away from that practice. So I'm going to test it out in February. I'll probably, this next week, delete the app off my phone during the week and just see how I feel with that. I just feel like it's a time when I could be doing better things, spending time with my kids and creating things, doing projects and reading. So I'm hopeful that that little habit will make way for better habits. I said last month that I was contemplating not using a paper planner. Last year I used Hillary's planner from Old World Home. In the past I have used the Simplified planner, and I love the Simplified planner. If you are buying a planner this year, I would highly recommend that one. But I just was weighing it out, and I was looking at the price of planners. The Simplified planner is a great planner, but it is an investment. And I just thought, do I really even need this? So I decided that I was going to try out just planning with my digital planner on Google. So I've been using Google Calendars for the month, and so far I am loving it. I love the option to color code things. I love that I can put appointments, I can put reminders, I can put events, I can put birthdays. I set myself a reminder to change the air filters in our air unit because that's something that I forget to do. And it's just been really helpful to have it with me all the time. As I was talking about the limits on the phone and creating boundaries, that's one reason why I've kind of resisted using a digital planner on my phone, is because I try to do as much as possible off of the phone because we naturally are just so pulled to it anyway. You're already going to be spending a lot of time on your phone, so anything that I can do that's not on the phone, I try to do that. You know, if I'm reading the Bible, I try to read a physical copy versus on my phone, because when your child looks at you, they can't tell, you know, right away if you are wasting time or if you are doing something of value. They just see this phone in your hand. So I think I've resisted it for that reason for so long, but it has actually caused me to feel more connected with my space and time, if that makes sense, like where I am in space. I so easily lose track of days and times. Before I know it, the month is gone, and that's just kind of a trait that I have. So it's been really helpful for me to have this with me all the time and to be able to answer people's questions. When is that baby shower? When is that person's birthday? And be able to go ahead and enter things when I need to, or tell people information when I need to. It's just been really nice. So we are just spending a lot of time and thought and energy preparing for baby. One way that we are working to do this is trying to involve the kids more with having an active role in maintaining the house. I started a couple of months ago, maybe, talking about zones of the dishes, and they know now what we call zone 1 is my responsibility. Putting away zone 2 is one of theirs, and putting away zone 3 is another one of theirs. That's been a really easy baby step to just kind of get them into helping around the house and saying, hey, please unload the zone of your dishwasher. Yesterday, one of them mopped the floor. The other one is going to be cleaning a bathroom counter sometime this weekend. So I'm just trying to help them kind of take some responsibility and be an active part in maintaining the house. It's something that I want to do anyway and kind of foster that more and more as they get older. But as we are entering a season where we're going to be adding a member to our family, I can definitely use all the help I can get. So those are pretty much all of the updates. I thought I might talk about some favorite parts of the month, some highlights, and then I might give you guys a little pregnancy update. So talking about favorite moments of the month, I would say probably my top favorite moment, or one of them, is that I got to see snow twice, which to live where we live in North Carolina is a really big deal. The first one was pretty much ice, but we did get to see it falling just a little bit, and so that was really magical. And then the next one, it still wasn't a lot. It didn't accumulate to a lot, but the kids got to have snow cream for the first time in their life. We got to get out and kind of walk around in it and play in it, and it was just so magical to watch it fall. Again, it wasn't a large accumulation. It wasn't the big pretty flakes, but it was something. So I was really thankful to see it. I am excited for spring, but I wouldn't at all be upset if we got to see a little more snow. We'll see if that actually happens or not. Another thing that was a really big thing this month is that we bought a new family vehicle. So I love it. I'm so excited about it. And I've been toying with the idea of doing a video just talking about our experience with car buying and different things that I would recommend. So if that would be interesting to you, just let me know in the comments. And I do apologize if my light keeps changing. It really is. The sun is just beautifully streaming in, so it'll go away and then it'll come back. So I'm trying to adjust as best I can. As far as other things that I've enjoyed this month, I've really enjoyed using our puzzle board. I mentioned this in December. I just bought a really large thrifted frame. It was $5, and I use it to put a puzzle on. When we're working on it, I put it on our ottoman or on the kitchen table, and then when we're done with it for the day, we just slide it under our couch. And this has been so fun. I've really enjoyed having this. And then the other thing that I've been enjoying that's just a little small thing is I've been really inspired by sewing and mending. I mended some holes in a shirt of my son's, and I just find it very relaxing. You're forced to sit still, you're forced to kind of create, and your end product is making something from scratch or making something better than it was and kind of repairing something. So yeah, I really have been enjoying that, and I would love to make space in my week, kind of take that time that I would be maybe spending on social media during the week and do some sewing or mending. All right, so a little pregnancy update. Whenever you're watching this, I'm 26 weeks pregnant, and I'm doing really well. Things are going well for me. The baby is doing well. He's moving a lot. I feel him a lot. The kids have gotten to feel him, which is really cool. As a general rule, I have been blessed with pretty easy pregnancies. You know, any pregnancy is going to have its difficulties, but as a general rule, you know, I have some nausea in the beginning, and then I kind of get into that sweet spot of the second trimester, and I don't have a lot going on. I have been dealing with a little bit of SI pain, like sacroiliac pain in my back, primarily my left side. So I don't remember that being something that I struggled with the other two, and so that's something that I've just been trying to look for resources. You know, how do I deal with this? I've been wearing a supportive belly band, but I learned that they make specific bands for SI pain, so I may also get one of those and try it. That's been my biggest thing. And other than that, my biggest thing is just that I'm very big. Just to be very candid, I carry very large in the front. I have what's called diastasis recti. It's the separation of your ab muscles. So that happening means that I don't have that wall of muscles there. I have about a 4-finger separation between my muscles. So they should be here, and instead, you know, they're maybe here. So in addition to showing larger and sooner because it is my third baby, I'm also showing a lot because that muscle wall is not there to kind of hold baby in. So the biggest struggle has just been that I am large and people notice it and people comment on it, even, you know, total strangers when I'm out in public. So that has been a struggle, specifically in January. It's just that I've really grown a lot. My belly is really large. That's just where I carry. I just carry really like torpedo-like in my belly. And even with it being my third, and this is not my first rodeo, and I know that people just make comments and don't think about them, I've still had to really work on fielding those. So yeah, that has been interesting. The comments of, you know, you're due any day, aren't you? And are you having twins? And are you sure you're not having twins? And, you know, it's just, you try to not take things to heart, but in no other life circumstance would you ever go up to a woman and comment to her on her body, you know? But for some reason, whenever women become pregnant, everybody just feels the need to make them aware of things that they are surely already aware of. I'm already aware that my belly is large. I'm already aware that it looks like I'm a lot closer to my due date than I actually am. But I had a realization happen last week. I was out and about and I saw someone and we were talking, and she was talking about how cute my bump was. And I think sometimes we just don't think from other people's perspective enough. And she said to me, your bump is so cute. And she said, I wish that when I had had my baby, I had shown more. And she said, I never really had a big bump and I always wanted to show more. And I think it's just, you know, we see this in other areas too. If you're tall, you wish you were short. If your hair is straight, you wish it was curly. If it was curly, you wish it was straight. You know, we see this a lot, but it had never occurred to me that somebody would want to be pregnant and show so much, because I'm the opposite. And I think it would be so cool to be one of those women that you almost can't tell, you know, that, oh wow, I can't believe you're already to your due date. You barely look pregnant. So I think it's just that realization just helped me realize that this is just such a small part of this pregnancy journey. And going forward, I don't want to let it consume me like it has in January. And I just want to let it be a matter of fact thing. Yes, I have a big belly. I am pregnant. Yes, I still have a good bit of my pregnancy to go. Hopefully at the end of this, God willing, we will be rewarded with a sweet baby boy, and my body will go back to some semblance of what it was before, and I will not always look like this. But yeah, I just realized that I was wasting so much time and thought about how big I am and how much I'm carrying. And I don't want to let it consume me anymore. I really want to focus on the days and the weeks and the months to come and cherish that time while we are still a family of 4, while everybody is still independent and can take themselves to the bathroom and follow simple directions. We're getting ready to enter a stage we've never been in before. I've been in the newborn stages. Now we're going to be in the newborn stages while also having older kids. And so there's going to be so much beauty to that and so much new to that, but it's also going to be a lot of change. So instead of spending the next couple of months just sulking around about how big I am, I just want to kind of say, yep, I'm big, I carry big, and then just move on and you know, focus on the things that really matter. Using Google Calendars has actually helped with that, because I can look at the month and I can say, okay, what little things can kind of distract me from the fact that I'm carrying this big load in the front? And instead of focusing on that, what can I focus on? What birthdays, what events are coming up? How can I look forward to little things? What activities can we do? What days is it going to be really sunny and we can go and spend time outside? And instead of using those as just let's get through another day and another day and another day, really cherishing this time and just finding those little markers that will help me to celebrate each day of the month as it passes. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say, guys. Thank you so much for coming along. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you, and I will talk to you in the next video.